Hi everyone,
Hello.
we are back again with our channeling sessions.
Spirit Speaks.
Yes, check us out on Facebook
Spirit Speaks channel
and our website.
is spiritspeakschannel.com.
Okay. And hopefully you're viewing us on Facebook right now. Okay. Um, we changed the format up a little bit. So what you're going to see today is going to be a little different from the first initial sessions that we did. And we've once again begun recording. So we are going to get started. We do know that we have a Lawrence D.
Yes.
waiting to share his story.
Right.
So we're going to give him voice now.
Okay.
Well, welcome, Lawrence D.
He says thank you.
Thank you for coming. So, can you tell me, where did you live? What part of the country?
Well, at the time this was going on, he was in LA.
Okay. All right. And what year was this for you?
Well, see, the first thing he showed me was that he was 32 in 1964.
Okay.
And I think that's because he wanted to show how well dressed he was.
Oh, okay. So how did you
very well dressed?
How did you dress? How did you like to dress? What?
He has on a suit with a hat with a little feather in it. I mean, he is sharp. It's like a gray suit with a hat with a feather in it. He's very handsome. He was mixed, black and white, mixed, and just very good looking guy. And very sharp. He took a lot of pride in his appearance.
Awesome.
Very, very much. Yes.
Awesome. So, tell us a little bit about your story. Why are you here? What do you want to share with us?
Okay. So he wants to talk about the time out there.
Okay.
And he worked, and he says he was single.
What kind of work did you do?
He did a lot of sales. He did car sales, jobs, and he also worked on cars. So when he wasn't doing car sales jobs, he also worked on people's cars, fixing up cars.
All right.
He really liked cars.
Okay.
Oh wow. He shows himself in this red, I don't know cars, but it's red convertible, and it's long, and it has a wing tail, like a wingtail, and it has a white stripe down the side, top down. The inside is white leather. It's a nice looking car.
Wow, you go, boy.
Nice looking car.
Nice.
He says, it wasn't mine, it belonged to the dealer. But he would take the nice cars out and just,
show them off. That's how you sold cars, right?
He said, I sold a lot of cars that way. Yes. So he's funny too. He has a sense of humor. He was a happy person. And yes.
Cool.
But so he's here because at that time it wasn't expected that this nice, eligible young man would be single.
So why were you single?
Because it also wasn't accepted that I be homosexual. That wasn't a lifestyle choice that was accepted. And I hid it for a long time. He says I denied myself the affection of others because of that. And at that time, it wasn't very. He says I felt ashamed initially, but he said eventually I stopped feeling so much shame and I stopped lying.
Yeah.
And I lived for myself. He said that's all I could do. He says I couldn't hide anymore. And he said I stopped feeling like I was a bad person.
Right.
He says I wasn't a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
He says I was probably nicer than most other people.
Probably.
And he said I fell in love. He says he fell in love with another man when he was 37.
Mm-hmm.
37 years old. And he's showing that they, looks like a condo. Something like a condo, that they got a condo together.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is the main part of LA, it looks like it's south of LA. It wasn't very expensive because they didn't have a whole lot, but it was south of LA. He says he loved his life after that. He was happier than he'd ever been. He lost a lot of family. People didn't accept him, but he made a lot of other new friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they were very tight. It was a very tight-knit community. He's showing me he's going forward,
mm-hmm.
and it's 1977.
Okay. A little more accepted at that time.
Sorry, he says a little bit more accepted, but it was also very painful. People were getting sick. His friends were getting sick, and they thought they were cursed. Some of his friends thought they were cursed because of the lifestyle choice that they made.
I can understand how they would.
They didn't know what was happening, what was going on,
mm-hmm.
why it was hurting them so much. And then they got even, the family members who had already rejected them started blaming them for being sick. He said it was really ugly. People were really ugly. And
I'm so sorry to hear that.
He says it hurt a lot of his friends lost people. They lost the people that they loved. And he wasn't immune to that. So he's showing me 77.
Lose your love?
He says I did. And he lost his in 1977. And in 1980, he passed. Lawrence passed from the same illness. And even then, there weren't very many more answers, and people didn't care. We lost compassion.
Yes.
People didn't care, and people were scared, and people were hurting. And
you're right.
He says, we weren't bad. We didn't deserve it. We weren't cursed.
No, you weren't.
She says, and says it took him a long time to forgive. It took him even after he had passed, it took him a long time to forgive the people who blamed him for being sick. People who blamed him or blamed any of them for what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
He felt like they had been attacked. Like it was an attack on them. So he took it personally.
I agree.
And it hurt. And so it took him a long time. He's saying like 20 years of our years
mm-hmm.
for him to move on.
Wow.
For him to be able to move on. And when he finally did, he was able to forgive. But he wanted to come through, to say love is never wrong. He just wants to say love is never wrong. And no love is better than another love. He says, I at one time was ashamed of who I was. And that shame hurt me. He says, I don't want people to be ashamed of who they are, ashamed of loving, ashamed of giving love. How can love be wrong? How can giving up yourself be wrong, he says. People, they treated me one way when they thought that I was straight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't change.
Right.
He says, I didn't change when I was then known to be gay. No part of me changed. The only thing that changed was them and their idea of me.
Mm-hmm.
I was the same kind, generous person who would fix their car without charging them, who would do my best to help them get to work. And those same people turned their back on me because of who I chose to love. He says, I forgive them, but I wish for them to understand what love is. They didn't truly understand what love was.
This is true. And during that time of my life, I did not understand. And I was ignorant of true love. So I have to say, forgive me for my ignorance.
He says, thank you. He says, thank you. He says, if one heart can change and open up, then another heart will. But we have to stop this. He says, too many people. He says, too many people die because of their shame. So too many people die because of their truth. Too many people die because they are afraid to be honest about who they are, and they're ashamed, and they think that they are wrong and that they are bad. And he says all these young people out there who are killing themselves because they don't think they are worthy of living just because of who they love and who they are attracted to. He says, I wish for them to know that they are okay. He said, I wish for them to know that they are okay, that they are worthy, and that they can love who they want to love. There's nothing wrong with them. Just like there was nothing wrong with me.
Exactly.
They deserve to know that love is not a respecter of persons and is not owned by anybody. He says that is all. That is the lesson. Love is not owned by anybody. I wish I had known it when I was younger. I wish other people had known it. I wouldn't have wasted all those years trying to fit into a world that maybe didn't want me anyway, but I wouldn't have tried so hard. I would have just let myself be.
Lawrence, I thank you for making the choice to live your life finally in a way that made you happy, because in doing so you paved a way. You were a trailblazer for those who've come behind you, who are now making open choices to live their lives for who they love.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you said, love is never wrong. And who's to say who you must love or should love? You love who you love.
You love who you love.
So I thank you for coming through and sharing that.
Thank you for letting me, he says, and he says, I'm back with Robert.
Oh.
Yes. He says, and love is timeless if you want it to be.
Awesome.
He says, here, nobody cares.
True.
He says, nobody cares. I can love him and he can love me, and we are free, and we are in love, and we are in light. It says, it took me a long time to reconnect because he hadn't forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but Robert waited. He said, Robert waited, and he says, and I finally was able to forgive enough to get to the light. Robert was there to meet me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I hope that there are many others who did not understand you at that time are there with you and understanding it now without judgment, and that they've learned and grown.
I hope so, but even if they still judge, I realize that's on them. That's their problem, not mine. I wish I'd known that a long time ago, but I know that now. That is their problem.
This is true.
Yeah. And they know not what they do. So he says, I'm good. I'm free.
I am so glad to hear that you are free and that you're living your truth.
Yes.
And I think a message from you to us, what I'm hearing is that we really should live our truth.
We should, whatever that is.
Whatever it is. Live your truth and be you. Because trying to live a life to accommodate others' belief puts you in a place of
hurt.
Unhappiness.
Yeah. He says, I hurt for many, many years. I see these other people hurting here because they're trying to be something that they may not be. He says, and I happen to have been gay when gay was not the thing to be. But other people happen to be something else. There's lots of things that aren't accepted. Lots of ways of being that aren't accepted, and people trying to hide it. Okay, I hear you.
I hear you too.
I hear you.
I hear you too.
I feel like he's speaking to me, I hear you.
I hear you. Yes.
I accept, I receive. But he says people need to just be. People need to be.
Who they are.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I guess that was for us. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
It's on the other people how they feel.
Mm-hmm. Spirit can be very timely at times.
Yes.
Delivering messages unexpectedly.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Lawrence. That message was for many people on many levels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And whatever lifestyle you choose to have, whatever you choose to do, whatever your passion is, and whatever you love, you need to do that and live that.
Yes.
And let other people do what they do.
Yeah.
And feel how they feel.
Because love is never
wrong. Love is never wrong. If you love it, do it. Because love is never wrong.
He's funny. He says, well, wait. Don't get me wrong. If you love something bad. He said, don't get my words twisted. He says, if you love something bad, then that's different. He says, don't do any harm.
Okay.
That's what he says. He says, don't do any harm. And he says, me loving Robert did no one else any harm.
It didn't.
He says, you loving the things that you love and the practices you have doesn't do anyone any harm.
It doesn't. In fact, it will do a whole lot of good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, don't do any harm. He says, we harmed nobody by loving. Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making that clarification and for being clear.
Yeah. And thank you for stepping forward to share this.
Yeah.
So, wow.
It's a timely message.
Yes.
It's June when we're recording this. And June was when the Supreme Court legalized marriage for all. Gay marriage, yeah. So that's
very timely.
Very timely.
Very timely.
Mm-hmm.
Very timely.
Yeah.
Well, Lawrence. Start to call you Larry. Lawrence, I just send you all my love. I just send you love, and I thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming through.
Thank you.
And for all of my friends out there who choose whatever lifestyles, you know I love you.
Same.
Yeah, we love you.
Yes.
No judgment.
Love ya.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Lawrence, and we're going to let you step back.
Thank
And we're going to close the session. But it was awesome. So we thank you all for joining us and listening, and we are grateful for Lawrence coming through and sharing his story, and also sharing his truth and sharing truth. We're grateful for all of those who are open to receiving this truth and hearing his story.
Yes.
And for all of those who may be hurting and seeking forgiveness and looking to find that place of forgiveness to move forward, we pray that healing, love, and light will be received by you. And let love and peace make us all one. And to that we say amen. So
Amen.
it is.
Thank you.